Alysa Liu. I came across one of her videos. No, well, it wasn't her video, but it was some edits of her, and it was about why she had so much fun doing what she loves. And instantly, I loved it. That's something that I've been trying to force myself to do. Some of you might think I can't force myself. Some of you might think it comes naturally. Some of you might agree with me that if I get better at something, I'll naturally like it better. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the response to her blowing up. A lot of people love her, and I love her too. And the best way that I can love someone that I don't know. I mean, it's pretty simple. She has a great attitude. She's herself. She's unique. She radiates amazing energy, amazing vibes, and it's a breath of fresh air because it's something that we don't see often. She's Gen Z girl who has niche interests and isn't a mean person, and it validates people who want to be like her, who are already like her and want to take this, not the same actions, but at least similar actions as her. Makes sense. The thing is, you can be like that, but I just want to warn you that if you want to become exceptional at something like she is, that attitude alone won't save you. Because for her to get to where she has gotten, it's not because of her current mentality. I would argue that, first of all, there's not one single reason as to why someone is the way that they are. Why did someone murder my uncle? I'm sorry if this example is kind of weird, but that person murdered my uncle not because he's depressed, not because he had a bad day, not just because his mom abused them, but rather those three things and an infinite more reasons. I know if we get deep into this, we're going to start arguing about whether humans really do have free will or if we're just products of our environment. To be honest, I'm leaning towards we have no free will, but that's not what I'm going to talk about. Let's concede somewhere because I know most of you believe in free will. This person, based on every video I've seen from her, now that I've seen much, she knows more about her life. But if there was a gun pointed to my head and I was asked, Nico, given that her dad has spent tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars with the best coaches, and she has trained intensely from a very young age, do you think that her parents and early training mattered more to her becoming a gold medalist in the Olympics? Or do you think her attitude of just wanting to do whatever she feels like and having fun and working hard when she feels like is the reason? I think I don't know if it's debatable, and I know that's not the reason she blows up and why people love her. But I think the fact that her childhood and her programming and how she grew up matters more. Again, it's not everything. Not only that, I know that she took some type of break after winning the US competition. She became the best US skater or whatever she did. I don't know anything about the sport. That's already insane positive validation. We humans, we pretty much, the primary reason as to why we do anything is because we act in accordance to who or what we believe we are. And who and what we believe we are shaped, at least to a small degree, I'd argue to a very big degree. Our identity is Our identity is our self-identity is caused by external circumstances. When something huge happens, when you grow up in that environment of being an ice skater and training and knowing your dad's spending tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars and you're traveling around and you're competing and you even win at 16 years old, best female girl, sorry if you don't like the word female, skater, and you take a break, you already have the basics down, you already have the pattern recognition, muscle, whatever science that I can't articulate, and you come back, it's it's almost, you can take another 5 years and you'll come back and still be a figure skating champion. Maybe that's not how it works, but it's almost as if it was though like that. So my argument is to people, not to Alyssa. I feel so bad because I don't want to discredit her, and I fear as if though I'm becoming unlikable. But all I'm trying to give is a warning, and to be like, actually, like that nerd with the glasses that goes, actually, that's not how it is. But yeah, and I know a lot of people see it from a point of view as she said no to her abusive coaches. Unfortunately, people become exceptional because of bad motivations, bad reasons. So there's, given how, have you guys heard of the butterfly effect? You know, I don't know, if I breathe really loud and it causes the air inside me to create a ripple effect that will eventually cause the end of this world through nuclear destructions. I'm sorry, that was a bad example. But let's say like 40 years ago, I decided not to go to a party where I met my wife, I would not have had my kids, stuff like that. I'd argue every single little thing, especially something as massive as important decisions in your figure skating career, such as who your coaches were, whether your coaches were abusive, that impacts a lot. So every little thing has to be right, at least the major things. And when something major in your childhood changes, the outcomes are probably a lot different. Maybe she would have still been a happy teenager who you would have loved to be friends with, but just she might have not become exceptional. The truth is, she does train super hard, something that most of the people that love her simply don't. So becoming exceptional still most likely requires some type of trauma, some type of really hard suffering. But again, I like her a lot, and you don't have to suffer as much. And oftentimes abusive coaches aren't ideal, especially when you're not an elite level. Most abusive coaches who are mean are just not the best people. But yet again, you probably aren't the best person. Not to call you an abusive coach or anything. But that's it. God bless you. If you believe in love, or that all things happen for a reason, or karma, then you already believe in God, because I believe God is love. But again, that's just what I believe. But this is so complicated. Who am I? I don't know.